If you are a real estate agent and you are tired of paying for ads that flat out don't work, cold calling, door knocking, all the same old stuff that just seems to be getting you stuck in a rut, well, this is the channel for you. We are three rockstar agents who have come together with over 50 plus years in the training and sales industry, and we are hoping to pass that knowledge on to you. So subscribe to the channel and get ready to learn. Let's get started.
My name is Dustin Randall Olson, aka Coach DO. And like you said, I've been in this industry for a very long time. Since 2008, it was the best time to become a realtor. I was literally almost homeless. I was selling everything but the dog and the camping gear just because I needed a home, and what better than a tent? Learned really quickly how to do real estate kind of the hard way and actually sell. But I'm going to teach you guys some more of the easy way, because let me see. Can you guys, I want content only on there, but you guys can see my screen? Yeah? Okay. But let me get you guys in a big one just in case you guys have questions. So when we're going through this, it's obviously mastering your business profile for real estate agents. It's going to go really quick. So thank goodness you're going to have the recording. But we're going to teach you not only how to set it up, but how to optimize it. So if some of you guys haven't had your profiles set up, this may be a good time for you to get out your laptop or start setting that up and get a different frame on, because I'm going to walk through it step by step. Or maybe you just take the recording and you take a look at it a little bit into the future here. Now, a little bit of house cleaning. I don't mind if you guys ask questions. It's perfectly fine throughout the whole thing. You can raise your hand. I probably won't see it. I'm probably looking at my notes and everything else like that. But I did grow up with 5 sisters, and I have 4 ladies in the house. I'm used to being interrupted, and I'm a very good listener. So if you have to ask anything, just by any means, raise your hand. Maybe your digital hand or something like that, or maybe Kathy can call on you. But we will have some time, hopefully, at the end to go over a lot of this. That's me to the left, by the way. That's if you're wondering how old I am, I'm forever 39. I love that avatar. It never ages. But if you guys got any other questions besides that, let's go straight into it. This is a disclaimer. My attorneys make me put this on here. Google changes information constantly, like literally daily. They just changed some more stuff with Google Gemini Pro 3 coming out. And they just changed stuff up last week, so I had to revamp this whole entire presentation because I teach CE credits here in Tennessee. So I make no representations or warranties regarding the accuracy of this stuff. I could be wrong by the time we get halfway through this. So the completeness, the lawfulness, the application, applicability of the information or any potential outcome. So in other words, you guys just need to do your own research, create your own opinion about this, because you are the ones that are solely responsible for evaluating them. Does that make sense? I can see some heads nodding, but some of you guys just have pictures. I wish you guys were on camera. Aww. Just so I'm a coach, sometimes I'm here to be a tormentor, to be a mentor. So how you show up today usually will dictate how you show up in every other income and instance of your life. I am just saying, but it's usually true. I was taught that a long time ago. What we are going to cover today here. So why Google Business Profile matters. So it's not really optional anymore, and it's free money. We're going to teach you how to do it all for free. It's not going to cost anything. We are going to go through a step-by-step setup. So if you do have the laptops or a window open, get them out. How to boost your SEO, so your search engine optimization. We're going to go over how to actually collect powerful reviews. And another thing is to keep them. That's kind of the mystery of a Google Business Profile. And how to turn that all into actual leads and referrals. So I'm going to highlight some of these common pitfalls and issues. They are changing still on a daily basis, but we're trying to catch them as much as possible. So why is a Google Business Profile so important? If I'm doing a 2-hour class, I hit you guys with a whole bunch of stats, right? Like 97% of searches were done on Google. It was down to about 90% of searches after ChatGPT came out. And then 3 days ago with Gemini coming back, now Google's taking more market share. So now we have a battle. It's kind of fun. So we're seeing a lot of those stats change. But again, Google's starting to pull back in and win it. It was kind of like they let somebody go first to market and win. But again, I'm not afraid of anybody but judges in Google. Like, they're listening right now. They're They're unbelievably powerful, and if you can't beat them, you might want to join them. So, what's the first thing when you guys need like a plumber or an electrician? What do? You Google it, right? That's your stat right there. So I could bore you with a whole bunch of stuff, but you're literally going to go and search, top real estate agent in your area. So here's the thing. If you don't have a Google business profile and people are sitting in their kitchen at midnight in their bunny slippers Googling top real estate agent in Nashville and you don't show up, you just lost to a competitor. You didn't even know it. That's the power of this, especially if they're out of town. Right? They're coming in from California. They got 3 days to just choose a property, and you didn't show up on the top list of the agents that they want to call and just run through 8 properties, pick a house, and just get back out on the road. Those are the easiest clients ever. And that's some of the ones that are going to find you when you have this optimized. Again, Gemini Pro is changing a little bit here, but they do have ChatGPT, which is becoming more of a browser state. So I asked this at the beginning of saying, hey, act as a review specialist. I'm trying to figure out how future searches for real estate agents will be. And you don't have to say period, put a period in there. But what are you currently doing when people ask you for the best real estate agents in their area? And then saying, hey, I look at location, price, property type. I give them a short list. So it's like, how does he find that short list, or she, right? How do we find that short list of agents if we're going to be using AI browsers? You're going to hear a whole bunch of people out there tell you it's social media, everything else like that. They're full of BS. They're trying to sell you social media packages. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'll even give you a free 20-minute course at the end of this if you want with me. Literally learn how to prompt in AI and ask the right questions, and you'll get the right answers. So look at what AI is doing here. 25% is your review and your reputation. 20% is your Google business profile, your presence, search visibility, your optimization. So that's a total of 45%. That's the lion's share of everything else in here. And then top that off, if AI can go now, scrape the other websites from home.com, Zillow.com, some of it has access to the MLS, and it can tell that you're a high producer, you're trailing 12 months. That's an 80% weight average. That top one, the 35, and you're 45. So if you're a top producer and you have a Google business profile, you just hit Pareto's Law. You will easily get leads coming in from this. And I'll teach you how to fake it and optimize that 45% and get past that weighted average if they're just sitting on Google. But it's still unbelievably important, and even more so that AI is coming in, because AI is using Google to weight its output. So yes, it's changed. One of the key things that I just want you to keep in mind here is that it says relevance, proximity, and prominence. And we're going to cover that in detail. But the most important thing is that it says that you guys are service providers. And a lot of us have set up our accounts wrong. And we set it up as a local store. We set it up as a broker's address. You don't put your broker's address in there. It goes in the description, and I'll tell you why. But it's a lot better when we're looking for agents in an entire city rather than a pin drop. So for everyone that remembers the yellow pages, this is basically like the new yellow pages. Okay, so we got location, phone number, business hours, business description, services provided, service areas, website. Now the cool part is you get, social media channels, there's posts, events, updates, just like social media. So we're going to treat our business profile a little bit more like it's a social media account rather than it is actually just a business profile. Then we have photos, videos, appointment scheduling, and most importantly, your customer review. You can do all of this for free. Google will try to push you into their Google ads, or even the better one, which is local service ads. And I don't let you guys do that. And Google doesn't let you do it unless you have 20 reviews. I say you shouldn't do it unless you have 50 reviews. But local service ads are not directly tied to your account, but they're kind of the come list me leads. You'll be spending maybe $1,000 to $2,000, but you'll convert 1, maybe 2 a month. But they are some of the most potent lead services out there, but you need your Google business profile set up and optimized first. Gary Ashton's like the kingpin here, right? So usually if I'm doing a live class, I pull up Gary Ashton and use him as an example, and I click on this stuff because I know he's got tons of money anyway, so he's paying for it and all that stuff. But Gary's a really, really good guy. But if you search, best real estate agent in Nashville, Gary Ashton's going to come up on top and the Anderson group is going to come up on top, but they're above the fold for those local service ads. So if you got above 50 reviews, and you guys got more than 50 reviews, okay, I can get you 20 without even selling a deal. So we'll talk about that one too. But local service ads, I'm not going to cover in here, but keep it in mind. You get really optimized, that'd be something that you'd want to turn on. Okay, so how many of you guys do not have a Google business profile? Okay, Brad, I see at least. Cool. So you might want to set this up as we're going through, Brad, and you can do it pretty quickly, and because we're going to skip over some of the parts where you can go back and fill it in later, but at least you'll know exactly what to do. And for you guys too, if you want to see what your account is, if you go to business.google.com, you can see your account. That'll bring up a dashboard. So the one that you're seeing here is where you went, you go to business.google.com and then do /locations. That's the one that would be where you say edit business info, add photo, create post, all that stuff in the bottom left there. That's where it's going to take you. But otherwise, it brings you just straight to a Google business page and it has your dashboard with inside it. But Brad, if you're setting this up, it would say find and manage your own business, and I'll teach you exactly what to do. What I wouldn't do is trust some of those videos out there, guys, on YouTube, or you've got somebody that's ranking really high on a post because their post has been getting tons of views from 2 or 3 years ago. I literally changed this morning and last week, and I'll probably have to do it again for another presentation next week. It's changing so fast. And remember, those websites or those videos are ranked because of how many views and everything they're getting, but it doesn't matter here. They're outdated. The best source that you can go to, number one, hit me up. That's fine. But I would always go to Google. Go to Google's support pages. That's where you're going to get your most up-to-date information. A lot of that stuff that's on any of these gurus that push that stuff out, it's going to be outdated in a heartbeat. So unless you're following this on a daily basis, watch out for those videos because it's giving you guys some bad information. You guys are getting suspended. Here we go. If you do have a Google business profile, I don't want you to touch it right now. You're really going to want to try to make some of these changes, but if you get suspended, it is a real pain in the tail to get it unsuspended. And you have to go through this whole line of things. It's almost like that you got to give them, your firstborn child and do blood work for them. But Google's very, very finicky. And this is because there was a few thousand fake accounts that happened in California about 5 years ago. And ever since then, it wasn't like you just got a code in the mail to verify and you could set up anything you wanted. Google's been hammering down on these Google business profiles because they mean a lot to people and they can, make or break a business. They really can if you don't set it up correctly. So the big warning I want you guys to take away from this is do not touch your business name. Do not touch your business address. Do not touch your business phone number, or do not touch your business website all into the same time. So if we're going to change one, we can change one, but then you want to wait 2 weeks. Does that make sense? Because what would a scammer do? A scammer is going to go in there real fast. They're going to be sneaky. They're going to hammer your account. They're going to change everything, try to get away with it, and Google's going to flag that. So if you're doing small changes in a very long time, they look at it as, oh, this person's being purposeful. It probably is their account. But these Google spam filters and trigger filters are unbelievably sensitive. So your big tickets, don't touch your business name, don't touch your business address. Even if you have your address verified, I'm going to teach you guys how to shut it off. And that's what you should do because we're a service base. And then don't touch your phone number and your website because any of that stuff will get a re-verification or trigger a suspension. Especially the address, guys, 95% of the time you're just done. You're going to go into Google jail there. So, and again, even if you move from Tennessee to California, I wouldn't change my address if I've already been verified. I would just turn it off and say that nobody meets me at my business. Okay. Hopefully you guys got there because usually I'll check up with you guys in a week and somebody's like, I got suspended. So hopefully you guys are paying attention to that one. Because I kid you not, somebody always gets suspended. Okay, so this is the initial setup. So you're going to notice how I have my first, middle, and last name. That's because I am who I am. That's what my contract says with my brokerage as an independent contractor, and you can get away with realtor. The only thing that I didn't change in here, which you should, is you should put the R on the realtor or the TM, right? I think it's the R for realtor. But Google has been, we think they've been flagging some accounts for not having the registered trademark, especially in areas like if you're in BC, Canada, that'll get flagged. But there is certain areas where Google's a little bit more touchy on that registered trademark. But if you have an LLC, you have a corporation or a PREC or anything that you're running your company through, it has to be exactly what it says on those documents because Google may ask for them. They may ask for tax returns, all this crazy stuff. Okay? So just be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. It's pretty easy just to be your first, middle, last name and then put dash realtor. Now, I used to have you guys put dash real estate agent, but they've been flagging for that. But realtor is kind of a designation, so you can get away with it. And I don't think they want to go to toe with NAR. So, number one, the reason why realtor is so important is because over 84% of searches for an agent, even if it's commercial, they're going to search for a realtor. Everybody thinks we're realtors. NAR's done a great job at branding that. It's shorter, it's easier to spell than most everything else. So what do people do? They gravitate towards the path of least resistance. So there is direct search engine optimization if you have the word realtor in there. So first, middle, last name if you can, or however your branding is, and then make sure it says realtor. Pro tip, if you have this all matching your social media accounts, like I've got all my websites, Dustin Randall Olson. I've got my social media handles, Dustin Randall Olson. Instagram's Dustin R. Olson because it's too short. If you can match all that stuff, that's another marketing hack for you guys because that's just going to boost your SEO. Okay, it's kind of like backlinks. Do not put things in there like top realtor or best realtor or Nashville realtor. Those are all descriptive words. Number one, it's not part of your business. Google's going to flag it. Number two, you may get flagged from NAR. That breaks NAR rules. Hey, you can't say best realtor, top realtor. I know there's a lot of accounts out there doing it, but I promise you it's just a matter of time until they get flagged or suspended. Hey, your brokerage name does not go here unless you own the entire brokerage. So if you own a boutique brokerage, cool, put your brokerage name there. I can teach you how to set up two accounts because Google looks at you as a practitioner, almost like a doctor, right? Doctor that works for Vanderbilt, but also has his own practice so he can have his own account. So if you do own your own account, cool, put your brokerage name in there. If you don't own your brokerage, put your name and we put our brokerage name in the description. Okay, that way, we're following all of the laws usually locally, but it doesn't go up into your business name unless you own it. That's the number one mistake that people have been doing and they are going to get flagged for it. If we look to the right, we're not online retail. We're not a local store. We're a service-based business. We make visits to our customers, to our clients. We're out showing homes. We're out doing listings. We're in the field. So when we do this, this is going to hide whatever address that we put in there for verification. A lot of us have put our brokerage's address. We don't need our brokerage's address. Even if you own the brokerage, I would suggest even not putting that brokerage address in there. Because when people search for like near me, I need a broker near me, the thing that comes up is the closest pins or an entire service area. You would much rather grab an entire 2-hour radius in a service area rather than a 0.2 miles away because that was the closest local store. It's better to be a service-based business. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. And then if you ever move, you can just change your service areas. You don't have to change the address because your business could be based in Maryland, Delaware, Wyoming, and that's where all your documents are going to. But if you live in Orlando, Florida, fine. Google recognizes that. So this is a very big mistake that most everybody does is they put it as a local store. Put it as a service business. You're going to get way more hits. Increases your SEO and the breadth of the search. In here, you're going to start to type real estate for your business category. Obviously, if you're 1099, excuse me, and you don't own the brokerage, you're going to put real estate agent. If you own the brokerage, you're going to put real estate agency. Okay, I have mine down as real estate consultant. Even though I am an agent, the majority of my business is more coaching and consulting. I'm not in production anymore, although the wifey just got her license. I'll be in production in no time. I know I'm going to be doing open houses like
Are you
I'll be
still
the.
sharing, Dustin?
I am.
Screen? Why am I not seeing it? It just switched off. Okay, go ahead. Everyone else seems to be able to see it.
You guys can still see it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
everyone else can. For some
Got it.
reason, I'm not seeing it anymore. Keep
Um,
going.
if you guys do commercial, any of you guys do commercial? No? A little bit, Kate? Okay. Love me some Boulder, Fort Collins, but that's where I was at school. Anyways, whenever you put in real estate here, it's going to pull up almost everything that you can possibly choose from. Your top two are going to be your real estate agent and real estate agency. Okay. If you have a team, any of you guys run teams? More than one. You do, Tim. Okay. So how big is your team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 100, 1,000? 7. All right. Ooh, and my bad. I didn't realize you had an injury there. So it's like you can always unmute me and then fine. But here's the thing with teams, right? Catch a man a fish, you feed him for a day, you teach a man to fish, and you ruin a wonderful business opportunity. That's really what all the other brokerages do or all the other teams do, unless you're on these new models, right? EXP models, you want to build the monsters. Let them go out and create their own team. We're literally trying to, I mean, I'm from another organization at EXP. I want you guys to just crush it if you're with EXP because my stock goes up. So I will pour into you guys all day long. So if you have a team, have all of them make their own Google business profiles. Because if they start stacking that top 10 list in Google searches, you win. Whether they're on your team or you taught somebody to leave the team because you taught them so well, they're just crushing it at their own life. Right? It's people before profits. If we can teach them how to do it better than even we can, we've done our job right. So don't hold them back of not giving them their own profile because it really is only holding you back in the long run. If you can stack that whole top of that line on the Google searches, get everybody on your team doing these Google business profiles. And it gives them that sense of autonomy too. So they'll be staying with your team a little bit longer is my guess. I would like that. Okay, it is all about location, location, location. So even though I'm in Franklin, which is just a little bit south there of Nashville, my 2-hour radius is going to cover all the way through Bowling Green, Clarksville, almost down, halfway through Chattanooga. So you can skip most of this part. Brad, if you're setting this up, you could just put in one city. If you didn't put it in anything, it's going to ask for your region or your location in the United States is really what you're going to put down. But you can put up to 20. What I would do is list them in order of your number 1, number 2. So my number 1 would be Nashville. Number 2 would be Franklin. Number 2 would be Murfreesboro. Number 3 would be Clarksville because we do a lot of military stuff up there. And then so on and so on and so on and so on. But you can put up to 20. So if you guys don't have up to 20, I would recommend putting a whole bunch all the way up to 20 and going back into your account and updating those. Phone number. Obviously, this is a pretty obvious one. But if you have multiple businesses and you guys do multiple businesses, any lending or anything like that, do you have separate phone numbers and websites for them? Okay, cool. Sometimes you guys will get suspended if you're using the same phone number. Like if you have a lending or you have a gardening business, I don't know, whatever it is, right? But if you're using the same phone number and you create 2 business profiles, Google's going to match that and say, oh, whoops, this can't happen. Each one has to have its own individual website, its own individual address. It's still under your Gmail account. That doesn't matter, but just make sure you got phone numbers and websites. Websites dime a dozen. You can go to google.voice.com. You can spend $20 to get a phone number and you can have it all. I've got like 20 different numbers on this thing, and they all come to that phone. That's especially for the agents that aren't answering their phone, so I hit them from a different number. Whoop, did I skip one? Nope. Okay. This is just a new one. They happened to do this last week. This pops up before your verification. Just hit continue unless you want to get a whole bunch of spam emails and all that other fun stuff. But then it's going to pull you to here. So, Brad, if you're setting this up, anybody else, you don't have to do this now. You can hit that little verify later button at the bottom, and I would suggest doing that. Now, it says, please enter your mailing address to verify. Notice how it doesn't say your business address. This is where people get confused. They put down their business, their brokerage, and they want to see your mailing address. So if your taxes come to your house, your LLC is your home address, your personal name, your real estate license is all at your home address, utilities at your home address. Put your home address. This is not going to be shown to the public. Remember, we're a service-based industry, so it's not going to show the address that we're putting in here. Okay, and if you guys do have an address, I'll teach you guys how to go into the dashboard and turn that off. So it used to be for verification when you do this that we would get snail mail. They would give you a code a couple weeks later. Now all of a sudden you put that code in there. They had moved that to phone calls and to texts. Now, sometimes it's about a 50-50 shot. Sometimes you guys are getting a text, which is cool because it was video for about the past 6 months. But sometimes they're verifying through a text. If that's the case, you won the lottery. Yes. Now, if they ask you for a video, this gets a little tricky. You want to make sure everything is set up and you have everything ready to go to show them the video. And I'm going to go over the video in a second here because it gets really complex. One thing you don't want to do, see how it says no post office boxes. Don't do post office boxes. Don't do private postal boxes. Don't do virtual addresses. In other words, don't be sneaky or shady. Just use an actual address because it knows, like if it's a UPS store or something like that, it knows the virtual addresses. Like you have to have a physical address. And the reason being, so you do one of those, you will get a video verification. Okay, because on the video verification, and this is going to go if you guys get suspended. And you guys suspended? You are suspended. Kate, you're raising your hand for everything. This is great. Let me know even after this, like either today or tomorrow. I've got some time, but we might be able to help you get out and suspended. So this is the same setup that you're going to do if you get suspended. But what they want to do is they want to see a video that's under 2 minutes. Okay. They want to see your home address if you can. So if you can film the actual address, if you have a street sign outside, awesome. They want to see that. But if you don't have that, you can use another device to show your Google Map location. They like that. And do that on the video and explain it. The weird thing is they like to see your neighbor's address. They also like to see your car in the driveway or the garage. They like you to get in your car and start your car so that shows that it's ownership. But it's also, if you're a service-based industry, this is your tool that you use to go out and visit clients. This is how Google thinks. Okay, so then you turn off the car, you walk inside, you tell them that you're going to show them your home office, not your home office. And then wherever you have your laptop computer set up, make sure you've got for sale signs. Make sure you show them a hammer. That's another tool. They like to see tools of the trade. Your business card, maybe it's a sign. Maybe you even have on the screen that your real estate license that's showing your home address. Link to that real estate license. If you do that on the screen, just move the screen up and down a little bit so they know that it's not like a picture or an image. They can see that it's an actual computer screen. There's a whole bunch of different weird things that they like, but the main things is the usual things you're used to. You know, have utility bills. You can have your taxes. They love taxes because that one's a really big one to fake. Okay? But anything that has your name on it, from business cards to letterhead to presentations, that's what they want to see, to have you show ownership of it. But also make sure you're showing things like utilities and all that to have your address. And if you can physically show it on that video, they love it. They've been doing this a little less, and occasionally they still have a live person on that video. And then you get really lucky because then you don't have to go under that 2-minute video. Now, Kate, if you're suspended, you only have a few set finite times that you can appeal that suspension. So you want to make sure all this is ready to go and it's dialed in and you've practiced a 2-minute video run through before you do it, because you can only do it so many times before they go, nope, blacked. And then you get nothing out of it. And then there's some other things that we got to do before you run into there while we still have some information on your other previous account. Okay, services. You can add a ton of services. There is no limit. This is a great place for AI. Run your bio in there and say, hey, this is about me. This is my area. Can you list all the services that I would potentially be doing? So it's going to auto-populate a whole bunch of them in there for you, but you can put up a list of hundreds in there. So what I have done, which really helps, that if on my website, I list out like 200 different services that I cover for you guys in coaching. I have those exact services listed on my Google business profile. So that way now we're optimizing the SEO from my website, which Google scans, onto my Google business profile that matches all of those services. And you can make them up. So it doesn't have to be exact and auto-populate. So I would think of as many as you possibly can, and just make sure that if like you deal with veterans, make sure that it is on there. If you don't put it on there just because you're trying to track SEO. Okay. So just make sure we're doing ethical services. Most of us, any day of the day that ends in Y, we're working, right? Including holidays. So I would always suggest, if you can, open up that window from whenever you're up and actually going to be able to grab phone calls. This is very important on local service ads, because if you don't pick up, Google sends you to the back of the line, and they sometimes kick you out of the program because Google is recommending you above the fold, so it looks bad on them. But if you're a single person business, it knows that you need to sleep. So if you put 24 hours on here, unless you have an internal sales agent answering calls and texts and emails and everything like that, I wouldn't do it. So make sure it's realistic. I've got mine, 8 to 8, and on the weekends, 9 to 5. Google does send you some, messages saying, hey, what about, this holiday? Are you going to be able and working on this holiday? Your business description, this is pretty self-explanatory. Number one, I would just make sure this is where your brokerage name goes in there. Powered by EXP, whatever you want to put in there, okay, for your brokerage name. But make sure that it is in there, because it's not supposed to be in your title. Make sure you're following all your local regulations and everything to be compliant. So this is where I would, again, use AI. Say, hey, ChatGPT, can you give me an SEO optimized Google business profile description? Here's my background, or, here's my bio, and da-da-da-da-da-da. The only thing that you don't want to do is use HTML codes or URLs, because it'll flag it and kick it out. Okay, but great place to use AI and have AI do all the SEO work for you. New photos and videos, if you can, at least once a month. It's going to ask you for a storefront photo too, and I just skip past that one because you shouldn't be doing a storefront photo anyways. I'd use photos of yourself, or just sold, or stuff that you're in the field, you're pointing at an open house sign, whatever that is. But anything that shows you working outside in your field as a service-based industry. Just a tip, don't use stock photos. Like, you won't even know if they're copyrighted these days with little teeny tiny pixels. That's what CoStar and Zillow are going through right now. Just use your own images that you've done, or make sure that you've got rights to them. Okay, so if you guys wanted to edit your profile to turn it off, if you go to business.google.com, this is where it's going to come up, and you're going to have your profile on there, right? If you go to the top left where it says edit profile, then it's going to pull up another screen, and you're going to go maybe a third of the way down, and on there, it's going to say, do you want clients to visit you at this address? And the answer is no, right? Let me pull this up real quick, because I think I took that slide out by accident. All right. So again, even if you've moved, it doesn't matter. You're going to always just turn that to a service-based industry. Now, there is a whole bunch of stuff on that dashboard that is potentially new. Okay, can you guys see this now? Yeah, okay. So when we go to this edit profile, this way you guys know exactly what's going on. We're going to go down to location and area. See how it says no location, deliveries and service only, home services only. That's where you'd go into the edit, and you would turn that off. I'm not going to turn it on because I don't want people coming to my house. Okay, but that's where you guys turn your location off. This is where you guys are going to probably use the most, the posts, the Q&A, and we're asking for reviews. You won't see performance on here unless you've got, a couple weeks in already. Okay, but that's how you do that edit profile. So hopefully that helps, because that slide was gone. Okay, now we're going to get into the fun stuff. This is where I'm going to teach you guys how to make money on it. Any questions on that so far? I know it's a lot and it moves really fast, and I talk really fast too. So where is the best place to hide a body? Second page of Google. Less than 1% of searches go to the second page these days. Isn't that sad? So if you're ranked like number 20, you're not being found. Okay, this is where we're going to go through those core relevancies. the relevance of how well you match up in the search. Then it's going to be distance, like your proximity. That's why we want a bigger swath area. And then prominence, how well you're known, you're established in the business and everything like that. And then we're going to go through all three and show you how to boost them. Okay, Q&A. This is one that you guys really don't know about. So the Q&A section, you can have an unlimited amount of questions that you're seeding and even answering yourself. Almost none of you guys do this, and this is the biggest SEO puff ever, because Google indexes every single one of these questions like a website. Uh-oh, your ranking just went through the roof. These can be seasonal. So you could put a question on of when the market changes from the mortgage rates or something like that in your area. You know, what happened, today, like with the Fed rate, so you can treat these like a blog where it's based on time, or you can treat these where it's forever, right? Evergreen content. What is it like to use an agent to buy a home or anything else like that, right? What's the deal with closing costs? There's a whole bunch of them in there. But this is where you want to do keyword rich content. Again, ask AI for all this. This is going to be very, very, very easy for AI to pump out a whole bunch of stuff real quick for you. And if you want better ranking, I would have somebody else ask the question and then you can answer it, but you can ask the question yourself. It doesn't matter, but it does help a little bit if somebody else is asking that question and then you're the one coming in with the answer. Now, one thing that I would do here, if you want to drive that even further, kind of like your website where you have backlinks. So if you ask the question, is now a good time to buy? I'm like, oh, well, yeah, usually now is always a good time to buy, blah, blah. If you want to learn further, go to my website here, or there's a video on my YouTube channel here. Just make sure that your website and your YouTube channel are already linked in your Google business profile, and then it'll let those URLs go out. It's almost like backlinking. This is probably the number one way to boost your SEO, and none of you guys know about this one. Nobody ever talks about it. And it's unlimited. So ask questions, right? Whoever's asking the questions is in control. You guys know this from presentation. So ask those questions. What are people searching for? If they're asking those questions, then answer them. And that helps you guys boost up on your profile. Really big one. Posts. So posts are pretty simple, guys. It's anything like a market update that you should be doing once a month. Okay, just listed, just sold, a showcase client testimonial, any local happenings can be on there. But again, these posts are going to be there for about 7 days and then come off. One really good way is an event. So let's say you're doing an open house, just like a blog, because it's so timely. If you said, hey, my open house is from 2 to 4 this Sunday, now Google, I've had a guy rank all the way above people that have had 20 to 30 reviews. He was the number one. We just set up his account, but he posted an event as an open house. He popped up on top when somebody was Google searching and they called him and they were from a buyer out of town. He had 0 reviews. 0. And that's just because Google made it so prominent in between that 2-hour window that open house and event was posted that it said, oh, that's got to go to the top. Because they're searching at this time, and that's very important because that's that area and that's when they're searching and that's the time they need. So I promise you, posting events, maybe it's lunch and learns, giveaways, charities, it doesn't matter what it is. Posting events. You can do stuff like price reductions, promotions, discounts, all that stuff. The only thing that I'd have you guys be very wary of is you guys are getting suspended or removed if you're posting products. So if you have PDFs or guides or anything else like that, get them off. We don't sell products. We sell services, even calculators, anything else like that. So instead of that, you could say, you do buyer-seller consultations. You do brokerage services. You do staging services, or you do pricing services, anything like that. But don't say that it's a product, because it's going to flag you if you guys have a product, especially when you're supposed to be labeled as a service-based business. Okay, so a few of these, if you want to write them down, again, this is going to be recorded, so it's going to go fast, but a few of the top ones are going to be like the cost of living in blank in 2025. One that's really good. Levi Lasik does all this stuff too, remember? So this is really good for YouTube videos, but if it's good for YouTube, it's good for a post. I would cross-pollinate long form, short form, post form, whatever it is. But there's one, pros and cons of living in your city. What does X amount of dollars buy in your city? what to avoid in your area when buying a home. People will run from pain, but walk towards pleasure. So if you kind of make it more towards a pain point, unfortunately, it sells, right? Fear sells in the media, everything. So what you want to do whenever you're doing these posts, though, just make sure you have a CTA. That's a call to action. There's a whole bunch of buttons you can learn, you can have on there, like from, call or book an appointment. The biggest one that works the best is learn more. People just want to learn more, and that can lead to your website. It can lead to a phone call or anything else like that. But when you start dictating what people are going to do, like a call or book a call or schedule, that they get a little bit antsy. So the best one there is just learn more. Sign up isn't too bad, but learn more usually get you guys more hits. Okay, this is the meat and potatoes. So unbelievably, massively important. Your reviews are kind of like your social proof. Okay, this is what Gary Vaynerchuk is talking about all the time. AI isn't really going to take us over. It's the agents not using AI. But here's the thing. Your social proof is 10 times more important now, because even if you're using AI to write these reviews, you still need a human behind that profile to make those reviews valid. That means that everybody giving you the social proof is now just like a referral. 6 out of 10 people will treat those reviews just like it was their friend referring them. This is why Amazon destroys the world, right? They're ruling it because it's all of the reviews. Okay, it's your social proof. We're borrowing credibility. This is so important, especially in the day of AI, because all you're going to have is your brand and your humanism. Let that sink in. This is going to be a little bit into terms of your quantity. So we're going to try to get as many as we want, but it's also quality. So we want to try to make sure that they're telling a story, and we'll go over that. But then it's also frequency of them. So you want to try to spread them out if you can. It's okay to get a whole bunch at once. You're not going to get flagged. And then if you respond to them, because then Google knows that you're attentive to your clients, whether it's a good review or a bad review. Hey, write this one down. You know the best time to get a Google review? It's as the deal goes firm. That's the happiest when your clients are, and they still need you to close the deal. So they'll still write you a review because they still need you. So when it goes firm, that's usually the best time. Otherwise, it's what's easy to do is easy not to do. So you're going to end up, chasing is really what you're going to be doing. But if you can make this easy and when they're the happiest, that's the best. Okay. Like I said, sometimes you do have to kind of beg. Like I've told them, look, man, I know you haven't written a review, but I'll come over, I'll wash your car, I'll watch the kids, I'll go get your groceries, I'll cook your dinner. Like, whoa. I go, I know it only takes a couple minutes, but man, this is so important. If you have under 10 reviews, you're in the danger zone, because one bad review can leave you guys, at a 4-star or a 3-star pretty quick. Once you get over 20 reviews, that's when people start to look at you as credible. You get over 50 reviews, now you're looked at as almost like a specialist. You get over 100 reviews, now you're getting at least 1 to 2 people to call you a month. That's the fun part. That's the whole goal. Okay. One thing, if you guys haven't done this, okay, you're going to want to do this when you're suspended, though. You want to make sure that you are copy and pasting and saving every single review and every response you get. They are magically going to go missing. Okay, so important to do that, because you guys work your tail off for them, and it could have been one of the reviews that was the best one you ever got. And then all of a sudden it's gone. Okay, so look at each one of those reviews as like a referral. You just don't want to have any canned responses. You can do something like Mad Libs and have them, hey, I was happy with adjective, and then my, he or she or name, and then, but don't copy paste other Google reviews. If you have older reviews, you can copy those. Like if you've got a whole bunch from Zillow, Rank My Agent, have them just copy paste them into Google. That's okay. Okay.
Can you expand on that a little bit? Like how you would do that?
Yeah, so if you've got a Zillow review from somebody, I would just copy their Zillow review and, hey, thank you so much for leaving this review on Zillow. Can you just leave it now, this same review, copy paste it on this short link for my Google business profile that I'm building? Yep, you're okay to do this. This is where you guys might want to take a screenshot or something too if you can, but this is how I get brand new agents at least 20 to 30 reviews without even selling a deal. If somebody can leave you a bad review, they can also leave you a good review. And remember, in real estate, we're kind of like liaisons, right? This is why AI is not coming for us. It might be for lenders, no offense to anybody, but it might be for lenders. But back in the day, real estate agents were taking on the lending side. Now it may be moving towards we're taking on the lending side. We may be taking on, a whole bunch more than we want to. But all these people that work alongside us can leave us a review. Your managing brokers, other agents, financial planners, property managers, attorneys, anything that touches your real estate, photographers, stages, escrow, title. Are you kidding me? Inspectors, real estate coaches. I'm sure as heck can ask you for a review after this, right? So a lot of it is anybody that touches your business, go get a review from them. And I bet you probably know way more than one contractor, probably more than one electrician, more than one title company. You can get multiple reviews. When you are doing deals, make sure that you're getting them from both partners on the deal, the decision makers, and try to get one from the other agent. But you can get to at least 20 to 30 reviews pretty quickly. And I would lead with the law of reciprocity. If you can find a Google business profile for them, leave them a review first. And then go back in. Here's a little bit, I usually don't cover it in this one, but I just want to let you guys know, it's been happening more and more where people have been trying to incite reviews. Amazon hates it now. Well, they've always hated it. Google's always hated it. But if you try to give people $20, $30 or anything else like that, you can see it in the leasing industry, because I can tell you, you'll say, oh, the maintenance person was this great and this great. And I know what the leasing managers are doing. They're incentivizing the maintenance staff to go out, help the renters. And then they're like, hey, we'll give you $50 for every Google review that you get, right? And so they're incentivized to go out there. If they catch you, they will blacklist you no matter what. Like, try to bring it up on another account somewhere else, done. They'll find it. So do not incentivize reviews. The only thing that you can do is after somebody sends you a review, maybe you send a thank you card. Maybe you just said, hey, thinking of you, thank you for the review. Here's a $10 Starbucks card just for being you. You could do that, but do not lead with incentivizations. You'll get blacklisted and there's no way to get you back. So I would always have you guys write quality reviews. This would be like the story. If any of you guys are familiar with Donald Miller's Story brand, who, by the way, he moved to Nashville, Kathy, which is cool. But what I would have them do is kind of talk about their experience of the way that you took away risks, or maybe you diminished some sort of fear. Maybe it was overcoming some objections, or you guided them to a successful outcome or their story. But we want it to tell a little bit of a story and then have it go in and do a call to action. Gabriel didn't do one there, but Alex did, where he's like, hey, I'd hire Coach D anytime. Right? So make sure that, we just kind of teach them how to write it a little bit and say, hey, can you talk about the experience that you had? Maybe, the way that we got around this or this or this. So coach them a little bit on how to write that review rather than, Kate was great, which is cool. It rhymes, but it's really not going to do any SEO on you. Right? And so make sure that they're quality reviews, not just reviews in general. Oh, and dude, notice how this says our client testimonial from Alex. That's a Google review, and I just turned that into a post and everything. So you can repurpose these posts. And if you get the reviews, see if you've got those people that love video, they love photography, have them do a simple 30-minute or 30-second testimonial, because you can do video in your Google business profile as a post. See if you can get them to do that testimonial in there too. And then you can use that on YouTube. You can use it on Facebook and retargeting. There's a whole bunch of different things we can do with it, right? But those are extremely powerful. Okay, this is where I'm telling you it's going to happen. I swear we're going to find like a huge warehouse of monkeys just sitting there typing away and just boop, suspending people and taking reviews away. I've literally had it where Dustin's a great coach and that one went missing. They said it violated policies. I'm like, what the? Nope. So the one thing is take a screenshot of this or make sure you write it down. That Google business profile -support at google.com is the only way to get a hold of them. That's the email. They used to have a phone number. I think I might have partially been responsible for getting that taken away. But it used to be you got a live person, but not anymore. That's the only way to get a hold of them. So if you look on there, You're going to say, hey, what's the problem? You know, I had missing reviews. Okay, review missing. It's going to go, you'll click on next step and it's going to go through a whole bunch of canned responses being like, did you try this? Did you try this? You're going to go, yes, 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 yes. Right. And then it's going to, okay, it's going to ask for your store code, your Google business profile ID, business address, all that. You can look that all up in your profile. That's really easy. Again, just follow the Google support stuff to show you where. But once you get an email back, it's going to be a canned response email, and that's where most of you guys stop. But if you have copy and pasted and made a date, however you did it in a Word document of every single Google review that you had, then you're going to have firepower. You can say, hey, this was left by Kate in Boulder, Colorado on this date. This is what she said. This was my response. This does not violate Google policies. Can you please reinstate this review? And you include that email and then forward it off. And now you get an actual human being to look at it. I've got about an 80% success rate where they're coming back. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. Like that one that Dustin was great. They still say it violates policy. I'm like, okay. So again, you guys fight really hard for these, and you're going to notice I do an audit like every quarter to where I'm like, okay, I was at, 105 reviews. Now I'm at 102. So I've got 3 of them actually that I had to go try to chase down, and we're going to see if we can get them. Okay. But this is a very important deal because it's going to go missing. So track them, especially if you guys get above like 50 reviews, like you're going to get organic leads, and then you get suspended randomly because you did something wrong and you didn't even know it. If you don't have those reviews and then you can't get your account back, man, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of money. Do you know how much money's in this presentation? I tell you guys all the time, I'm like, go to the ATM, go pull out 10, 20 grand, go to the parking lot and light it on fire. Like that's literally what you're doing if you don't take action on some of this stuff. It's pretty sad. You can't be a secret agent. This is the number one way people have to know you, like you, trust you, but they have to remember you and they have to be able to find you because they're going to troll you right in their face. This is where, and I'll put it in the chat too, but you guys can leave me a review if you actually liked this. I'm going to put my profile into the chat. But this is where it's going to pull up in your dashboard. You're going to get a quick link. Like you can directly from that dashboard email them. You can use WhatsApp. You can use Facebook, or you can do this QR code. I would suggest having the QR code saved directly onto your phone so you can use it that way and just pull it up whenever you guys have a client that's firm or you got any of your alliances. All right, guys, that's right on the button. I know I go extremely fast. If you guys need any help, like Kate, you're suspended, I would suggest you sign up for this. I'll help you, I promise. I'm not charging you guys. But if you go to coachdo.com/contact and just put in GBP boost, or you can email me, right? It's just do@coachdo.com. I'll put my phone number in the chat too if you guys want to do it that way. I don't care how you guys need to get a hold of me. But here's the thing. All I'm telling you is that we're in an entrepreneurial business. We're always very individualized. We motivate ourselves. If you guys need help, just ask for it.
Out here on the grind, chasing dreams and